Today I'll be reacting to 10 old house styles no longer built today. My friends, I really wonder what those are. Houses in America are so beautiful, but I also know there is a lot of style, so I guess we shall see. Before I go into that, let me ask you for one thing. If you can leave a like, thank you so much, is the best way to show support. Now, if you can subscribe, well, in that case, forget about it. You make my day. Have that in consideration. Link for the original video in my description, and let's play it.
Imagine living in a house with 8 symmetrical sides, or one made entirely with enameled steel panels.
What?
Here are 10 old home styles that were once popular but are no longer commonly built today.
Okay, my friends, before we go into the list, look, if you recognize some of those, please tell me. This will be a fascinating one.
Octagon houses were a unique architectural trend that started in the mid-19th century,
Octagon?
largely due to the influence
I mean, UFC fighters fight in the Octagon. You guys have Octagon houses in America?
of Orson Squire Fowler. He promoted the idea that octagonal homes were more efficient, offering better airflow, natural light, and space utilization. Unlike traditional rectangular houses,
But you know what? That's kind of like a good point. You can put windows all over, you know?
natural light, and space utilization. Unlike traditional rectangular houses, octagon houses enclosed about 20% more space with the same perimeter, making them
Really?
cost-effective and energy efficient. Many of these homes featured flat roofs with central cupolas, wraparound verandas, and innovative heating and water collection systems. Despite their advantages, octagon houses never became mainstream and gradually faded from popularity in the early 1900s.
Okay.
Some well-preserved examples, like
Oh my god, what the hell is this? Is this the White House but in brown? Look, my friends, again, if you recognize some of those styles, you have to tell me, because I never saw a Octagon house.
the Longwood Mansion in Mississippi and the Octagon House in Watertown, Wisconsin, still exist today.
Awesome.
Fowler's own octagonal home, known as Fowler's Folly, was so extravagant that it was abandoned and eventually demolished in 1897. Queen Anne-style architecture became popular in the U.S. between
Okay, come on, this one looks incredible.
1880 and 1910, replacing the French-inspired Second Empire style. This design featured asymmetrical facades, large
Damn.
porches, and decorative woodwork, often with patterned shingles and towers. Unlike its British namesake, American Queen Anne homes were more whimsical, with varied roof lines and intricate details. The style spread across the country, influencing row houses, mansions, and even smaller cottages. After 1900, it began to fade, giving way to
Why?
simpler colonial revival designs. However, some Queen Anne features, like wraparound porches, continued into the 1920s. The most famous example of this style is the Carson Mansion in Eureka, California, considered one of the most photographed Victorian houses in the country.
No way this is real. I mean, it's real, but you know what I'm saying? This looks completely fake. Oh man, you have to love America, the creativity.
The American Foursquare could be found from the mid-1890s to the late 1930s.
Okay.
It was a reaction against the highly decorative Victorian homes of the 19th century, favoring a simpler, more practical design.
Yeah, more
These
practical.
homes were typically 2.5 stories tall, with a square
Sorry, but this seems like the typical American home, kinda, right? I assumed I will see some of those in America.
boxy shape, providing maximum interior space on small city lots. Also known as the Prairie Box, it shared many features with the prairie architecture pioneered by Frank Lloyd Wright. They often featured a large front porch, a hipped roof with a central dormer, and built-in cabinetry, influenced by the craftsman style.
You know what? That one, see, this one could be a European house. No joke. I mean, of course, a bit more of a old style, but it's kind of typical to see, not exactly like this, but similar lines.
A central dormer, and built-in cabinetry, influenced by the craftsman style. Many American Foursquares were sold as mail-order homes, with companies like Sears and Aladdin shipping pre-cut materials for easy assembly.
Okay.
This style was particularly common in Midwestern urban neighborhoods and streetcar suburbs, where efficient, affordable housing was in high demand. The American craftsman style emerged in the early
Oh wow, this one looks beautiful.
20th century as part of the arts and crafts movement, emphasizing
the roof.
handcrafted design and natural materials. It became especially popular in California, where small single-family homes known as California bungalows spread widely. Inspired by the prairie style and shingle style, craftsman homes featured low-pitched roofs, exposed beams, and built-in furniture. The movement was influenced by figures like Gustav Stickley, who published the Craftsman magazine to promote the style.
Okay.
Unlike the British arts and crafts movement, American designers made handcrafted homes more affordable for the middle class. The style started to decline by the 1930s, replaced by more modern architectural trends. One of the most famous examples of craftsman architecture is the Gamble House in Pasadena, California,
The Gamble.
built between 1908 and 1909 by Green and Green.
Yeah, but this almost looks like a different style. It's so damn big, it's difficult to tell what style is this actually.
The shotgun house is a narrow, rectangular home style
Shotgun.
that was especially common in the southern states from the late 19th century through the 1920s. These houses are typically only about 12 feet wide and
Oh, but it's kind of like a rectangle.
feature rooms arranged in a straight line with no hallways, so that a person could theoretically fire a shotgun through the front door and have the blast exit cleanly out the back. The design
You know what? The name was crazy, but I guess the story kind of matched the name. What the hell? You guys call this a shotgun house because you can shoot a shotgun from one side to the other?
arranged in a straight line
Holy
with no
sweet potato.
hallways, so that a person could theoretically fire a shotgun through the front door and have the blast exit cleanly out the
What?
back. The design likely originated in New Orleans, influenced by Haitian and West African architecture from the early 1800s. Shotgun houses were inexpensive to build and allowed for high-density housing in growing urban areas. They were often constructed close together to maximize land use and take advantage of natural ventilation in hot climates.
But America have so much land. You know, here in Europe, they also do this. They put all the houses together. But in America, I feel like this is not the problem.
Many fell into disrepair in the
space.
mid-20th century due to urban renewal projects, but recent gentrification has led to their restoration in some areas. Elvis Presley was born in a shotgun house in Tupelo, Mississippi,
What?
which is now preserved as a museum.
Okay.
Tudor Revival architecture,
Okay, this one looks expensive. Let's be honest, this one looks expensive. I love all the details already.
also known as mock Tudor, became popular in the United States in the early 20th century. Inspired by medieval English
Wow.
homes, it featured steeply pitched roofs, decorative half-timbering, and tall brick chimneys. Wealthy Americans in the 1920s and 30s favored Tudor Revival homes, especially in suburban neighborhoods.
See, I kind of understand this, my friends. Healthy American. So when I said this looks like looks expensive home, kind of was right.
The style was associated with Old World charm and craftsmanship, making it appealing to those seeking a historic aesthetic. New York City suburbs like Westchester County, Englewood, and Teaneck have many Tudor Revival homes from this time.
Wow.
After World War II, the popularity of Tudor Revival declined as more modern, efficient home styles emerged. By the 1970s and 1980s, builders in the U.S. simplified the style with synthetic materials rather than real wood, making them easier to maintain.
Okay.
The Dutch colonial revival style became fashionable in the early 20th century as part of America's nostalgia or colonial architecture. It is known for its distinctive gambrel roof, which resembles the roof of a barn, and wide,
I swear I was about to say that. If this was red, I would thought this was a barn.
overhanging eaves. The style was inspired by the original Dutch
Yo, but they are massive. Take a look at this, my friends. How many people live here? You know, this is massive.
colonial homes built by settlers in the 17th and 18th centuries, mainly in New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. Unlike the early stone and brick structures, Dutch colonial revival homes were often made with wood siding and featured large dormer windows for added space and light. The design also commonly included a symmetrical facade, a central entry door, and decorative shutters. This architectural style
You know what? It looks beautiful. It looks beautiful.
remained popular through the 1930s, especially in the northeastern U.S. One of the most famous Dutch colonial revival homes is 112 Ocean Avenue in Amityville, New York, which became infamous due to the Amityville horror legend.
Can someone tell me what's the legend?
Lustron homes were prefabricated, all-steel houses built in the late 1940s to address the post-World War II housing shortage. Designed by industrialist Carl Strandlund, they were meant to be durable, low-maintenance alternatives to traditional wooden homes. Each house was made of enameled steel panels and built from a kit containing over 3,000 parts. The Lustron Corporation planned to produce tens of thousands of these homes, but financial problems and government intervention led to its bankruptcy in 1950. Despite
Actually, my friends, I love this one, since you can make them so damn fast. Something that I tend to talk on my Sunday live, yes, I go live every Sunday, is that the biggest problem right now in Europe, specific in my country, but I would say in Europe in general, is the housing market. Okay, there is two problems that politicians talk all the time. Not sure if you guys relate with this in America or not. One is the housing market, the other one is illegal immigration. Those are the two main topics nowadays when it comes to politics here. But talking about this one in particular, I feel like in America you guys can fix this quite easier than us. For example, if I want to make a home in my city, just to take care of the paperwork is almost 1 year. Could be even more. Imagine that, right? Then building the home, we use bricks, so it takes a bit longer. I could be talking about 2 years of waiting, to have a new home, even if I have the funds to go right now. So think about that. It's a really difficult problem, the housing market here.
Despite their short production run, over 2,000 Lustron homes were built, and many still stand today.
Sorry, when I say it's a difficult problem, I don't mean just building a house. Even if you want to rent, forget about it. You are paying stupid amounts of money for the salaries that we have here.
They were designed to be easy to clean, and their interiors featured metal walls, built-in storage, and even a unique combination clothes and dishwashing machine.
Okay.
Some Lustron homes were even exported to Venezuela for oil industry workers. The
Anyone watching ever saw one of those, actually?
Atomic Ranch was a type of mid-century modern home that became popular after World War II. It was a variation of the classic ranch-style house, but featured sleek modern designs with open floor plans. Architect Cliff May helped popularize the ranch house in the 1930s, drawing inspiration from Spanish colonial homes in California. By the 1950s, 9 out of 10 new homes in America were ranches due to their affordability and practicality. Atomic Ranch homes often had large picture windows, clerestory windows, and flat or butterfly roof lines to create an indoor-outdoor feel. They were also known for their bold colors and futuristic, space-age design elements.
This still looks like a modern house.
One of the most famous builders of Atomic Ranch homes was Joseph Eichler, who helped spread the style across California. Brutalist homes were a bold architectural style that
No way. What the hell?
emerged in the 1950s and gained popularity through the 60s and 70s. These homes featured raw concrete, geometric shapes, and a minimalist aesthetic that rejected decorative elements. The style was inspired by modernist architects like Le Corbusier and was meant to emphasize function over form. Many Brutalist homes were built as social housing or university buildings, particularly in socialist countries where concrete symbolized equality. However, by the late 19th
What? I didn't know that. Concrete symbolizes equality.
Many Brutalist homes were built as social housing or university buildings, particularly in socialist countries where concrete symbolized equality. However, by the late 1970s, the style began to decline as people associated it with urban decay and cold, uninviting designs. Despite this, some Brutalist buildings have gained cultural significance and are now protected landmarks. The word
At least the pictures they are showing here, it looks incredible.
Brutalism comes from the French term béton brut, meaning raw concrete, not from the word brutal. So, if you could bring back one style of home, what would it be? Drop a
Okay. 10 city features that disappeared from downtown. What are those? My friends, 9 minutes, number 9 if I should watch that one, because I love to discover old America. That said, thank you so much for watching this with me. Really means a lot. See you guys in the next one. Bye, my friends.